On today's episode of Impulse, me and Peter are sitting down once again to discuss the games we'll be playing, or still playing, from years past in 2019. First up for me, this one is more out of, morbid curiosity. I'm not gonna rant on it too much, but Fallout 76. I'm curious to see where it might go. It's very much a morbid curiosity. I'm curious to see if that game will just straight up die and lose its player base, or if Bethesda might take an attempt to actually make something out of that game. Because I think there is promise.
You say it came out in the fall, but I'm not so sure it did.
Yeah, wasn't it what, an October release?
A soft launch where, it's going to get
yeah, right, the beta, I'm sorry, the beta, the air quotes beta came out in October, but then the game came out in November.
Yeah.
So
regardless, I think it's going to get something, you've been saying this a lot, but I believe it's going to go the Final Fantasy XIV route.
I hope it does. That's what I'm hoping. What I think is going to happen is, this is my guess, the player base is going to drop off like a cliff, and they're just going to quietly never bring it up again. They'll keep the servers online, I think.
Yeah, that probably doesn't cost that much to do. They're
probably going to just kind of brush it under the rug and pretend it never happened. That's my guess.
Are there any new content plans for it?
There is, but they've been doling out such minute little things. I don't know.
Oh, well. Good luck with that.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
And as for games of years past, recently I started actually playing Resident Evil, the PlayStation 1 original, the director's cut to be exact.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
Preparation for Resident Evil 2. The goal in my head was I was going to play Resident Evil 1, then Remake, then Resident Evil 2, and then the Resident Evil 2 Remake. So I can, get all the different contrasts of it all. And I have quickly now learned that I am awful at Resident Evil. Oh my...
No one plays the original Resident Evil. Come on.
It's... Those tank controls, man, they just...
Yeah, it's really rough.
It's not even that, too. It's mostly... I'm playing on the original setting, the normal setting, and it's the lack of ammo. And I know some fans love that, but I feel like if you're going into it fairly blind, I haven't played that game in years, so I just went into it blind with no strategy guide or anything. I feel like I need a strategy guide to even play this game.
Yeah, it's amazing how people figured that stuff out back then, but I guess because it was the only game of its type, it was just, I gotta know what it is, and you kept playing. Because nowadays, it's
it was very much like a trial and error thing, I bet.
It's so obtuse, and even the puzzles, they're just explained so poorly. I don't hate Resident Evil, but Remake is dramatically better. It's not even funny how much better that version is.
But a new game that I'm looking to play in 2019, or well, new for me, it's definitely an older game, or older series I should say, is God of War. The God of War games have never really interested me up until now. Everyone I've talked to that has played the new one says it's they've had nothing but good things to say about it, so it has me curious, but the older games never interested me. I thought the gameplay was always way too basic, and I don't like quick time events and stuff, and it always looked like baby's first Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I never got interested in those games.
I'm not going to crap all over God of War because there is the element of its presentation, which was different at the time, and it's very faithful to Greek mythology and even tweaks it in ways that are interesting, but it's just the gameplay doesn't speak to me, and I really don't like Kratos. He's a big asshole. It's just, to put it bluntly. He does have an
arc, though, I imagine.
In the original trilogy, not really. He kind of does.
But then he gets one of the new one, I assume, so... I don't know, I think that's a very interesting idea, though, to take a character who's been a dick for so long, and then maybe trying to flip that on its head.
Yeah, I believe that was the whole goal, and that's what intrigues me the most about the new God of War. I didn't get around to it, so I do intend to play it this year, but I'm just surprised how you could take a guy who is basically, rah, my wife, and make him into someone who actually has nuance.
I think people probably like them more for that Greek mythology aspect, and I guess because it's more of a light action game. It's not overly complicated.
Yeah.
There are some people that complain about the difficulty in older Platinum games and Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden and stuff. So maybe if you're new to action games, that's where a lot of people maybe hopped on board. I guess I don't know.
It's a unique setting, even it's just cool. There's not really many games that tackle ancient Greek mythology, so I get that aspect. I don't really care for the rest of it, so I'm curious to see what the new God of War is and if it'll hook me more.
But yeah, what about you?
From last year, it's just going to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I had gotten a copy of it from Google's streaming test beta thing, and I was honestly ridiculously shocked at how different it is from the past games.
No, yeah, it's something. I kind of liked it, honestly.
Out of the first hour, I was like, what the hell am I doing? This is so much more complicated than Assassin's Creed has ever been, and I wasn't sure if I really liked it or not, but it's cool. The setting, again, is ancient Greece, and it's got stuff I've never seen in other games, and it's just like a full-blown RPG. And
yeah, no, it very much reminds me of this weird blend of, like, The Witcher and some other games.
I can't believe it still has the stupid animus and modern-day stuff, but at least it takes a dramatic backseat. It's like 10 minutes in the beginning, and then you're gone. So, whatever.
I know, like, a lot of hardcore Assassin's Creed fans were a little upset that it looked a little too witchery and that, like, the character had all these weird powers.
Yeah, I mean, you kick people and they go flying like 16 feet away. I mean, it's ridiculous, but the only aspect I don't like right now that I can say definitively probably won't get better is the voice acting. It's just honestly not that good.
Who are you playing as?
I'm playing as Cassandra. Like, she's fine, but it's probably too early for me to say, but I know your partner, that dude, whose name I'm blanking on now, but he has you running errands.
Your partner in crime died at the beginning there, yeah.
Yeah, he has you running errands for him because he's a big jackass. Like, his voice acting is just horrible.
He's not a jackass. Trust me on that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all I know so far. He just seems to be double-crossing you and taking advantage of your powers. But regardless...
Well, actually, he does that the whole game, but, like, he's still pretty great, so...
Yeah, it's just, like, his voice acting's so bad, and I still can't get over the fact that we have this game where everyone's speaking English, but they're using these Greek accents, and then we'll randomly throw in Greek words to you. It's like, just make them speak Greek.
Did that in 2.
Or it's Gaelic, I guess it would be. Regardless.
I remember
Gaelic
Assassin's
is Irish.
Creed 2's excuse was like, yeah, it's an animus glitch. Sure.
I could buy that in the original game because they didn't think far enough ahead, but when they're going to such extreme lengths to recreate an era, just go the full mile. Make everyone speak the language.
Yeah. So yeah, between Resident Evil, God of War, and I guess just like peeking my head into Fallout and being like, what's happening here in West Virginia? Not a lot. Okay, bye. That's gonna be my 2019, I guess, for older games.
Yeah, there's not many games from last year that I truly want to run out and play. Maybe Spider-Man, but yeah, my tastes have changed a lot, and if I didn't play something last year, I'm probably not gonna play it.
But what games will you be playing in 2019 from years past? Let us know down below.